This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 593. What is your drive? Mine is this piece of paper. And how much do I put into the 401k? Both by Ryan Mei of DollarsAndSenseLA.com. And I am Dan, the guy who reads to you from some of the best blogs on personal finance. And regular listeners may notice that is a brand new author for you on the show today, Ryan Mei, who works in data analytics at BuzzFeed and created DollarsAndSenseLA to help you improve your personal finance by taking you on his journey to financial freedom while dealing with the common struggles in Los Angeles. And by the way, sense is spelled Sense, a play on words there. And I have it linked in this episode's description. His goal is to inspire you to make better financial decisions and to live a more purposeful life. And I actually have 2 posts from Ryan today, which we will get to you in just a moment. But first, let's talk about hiring. We all know hiring is challenging, but there's one place where you can go where hiring is simple and smart. And that place is ZipRecruiter, where growing businesses connect to qualified candidates. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/OFD. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Now, let's hear from Ryan Mei as he makes his Optimal Finance Daily debut, and we continue to optimize your life. What is your drive? Mine is this piece of paper. By Ryan Mei of DollarsAndSenseLA.com. Have you wondered why people often don't follow through on long-term commitments, especially when it's hard? I'm sure you know plenty of people who get super excited about starting a new project they seem to care a lot about. In reality, most of these people stop mentioning these projects after a couple of months. Why? People often blame it on discipline and other priorities. I think not. Drive versus discipline. What matters 10 times more is drive. If you go to the gym because of the pressure from the outside, as opposed to your own desire, it is very hard to sustain. To me, having discipline is just a tool. It's basically the same concept as you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. The horse needs to have its own desire to drink. If you have been following my blog or know me personally, you may or may not have wondered why I am so passionate about personal finance. Honestly, it has nothing to do with getting followers or making money off of it, because I don't. It's all about this piece of paper my mother gave me a decade ago. Quote, "My son, I wish that you happy every day. Happy birthday, your mother." End quote. This piece of paper is my drive. What is this piece of paper, you ask? It is the entire reason why I want to achieve being independently wealthy. Let me explain. We need to first travel back in time to over a decade ago. This is the fall of 2007 when I was a junior in high school in Southern California. The economy was collapsing, but as a teenager, I didn't have a clue what that meant except that I saw my father losing his job early in the year. For a brief period of time, my mother picked up the slack and carried the household with a job that paid $10 an hour, but even that did not last. By November 2007, both of my parents were out of work. My birthday is in December. It was fast approaching. My family typically didn't do anything elaborate for my birthday, but I always had a card and a cake, except in 2007. Being an oblivious teenager, I woke up on my birthday and walked to the kitchen at lunchtime expecting a Chinese sponge cake and a birthday card. Well, I saw nothing except a piece of paper ripped from my mother's notepad on the kitchen counter. I walked over and picked it up. As I was reading it, my mother came over and hugged me, telling me that they couldn't spare the money for a real card, meaning a Hallmark card, this year, and they would get me a cake later on next year. I said nothing because I understood what was happening. I suddenly felt like I had mentally matured more in that 1 minute than all of that year. From that moment on, I started to carry this piece of paper in my wallet. It's been 11 years now. It reminds me every day of a time of stress that I don't want anyone that I love to go through again. This is why I care about personal finance. A piece of paper, a memory. Now, what's your drive? And I will have another post from Ryan coming right up, but before we get to it, I want to talk about hiring. We all know hiring is challenging, but there's one place you can go where hiring is simple, fast, and smart, a place where growing businesses connect to qualified candidates, and that place is ZipRecruiter.com/OFD. ZipRecruiter sends your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, but they don't stop there. With their powerful matching technology, ZipRecruiter scans thousands of resumes to find people with the right experience and invite them to apply to your job. As applications come in, ZipRecruiter analyzes each one and spotlights the top candidates, so you never miss a great match. ZipRecruiter is so effective that 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the very first day. Now, with results like that, it's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the highest-rated hiring site in America. And right now, my listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/OFD. That's ZipRecruiter.com/OFD. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. How much do I put into the 401k? By Ryan Mei of DollarsAndSenseLA.com. Have you ever wondered how much you should contribute to your 401k account? If so, you have landed on the right page. I understand it's a highly personal matter, so I'm not going to tell you what to do. Instead, I will show you what I do and explain why I do it. You can then take that and cater it to your own needs. How much do I contribute? I contribute to the highest percentage amount the company matches because that's free money and it's the highest return you can get on your dollars. Let me explain in 2 examples. Example 1, 8% match with 50 cents on the dollar. If this were the case, I would contribute 8% of my pay to the 401k account because I'm getting an additional 4%, 0.5 times 8%, matched to my 8% contribution. In other words, you're getting a 50% return on your investment already. You can't beat that on the stock market. Example 2, 3% match with 25 cents on the dollar. If this were the case, I would contribute only 3% because the company will not match anything above the 3% contribution. In this case, I get 0.75%, 3% times 0.25, on top of my 3% contribution, which totals 3.75%. In other words, I am getting a 25% return on my 3% investment. That's still really good. Why don't I contribute more for the tax benefit? Reason number 1, future uncertainty. I am 28 years old. I have no idea what the tax rate will be when I'm 60 to withdraw from my 401k. Any 401k contribution is tax exempt at the time you contribute, but that doesn't mean it's tax-free. Uncle Sam wants his share later on. When you withdraw at age 60, you will have to pay tax on it. The current federal tax rate is quite low by historical standards. It is very likely the future rates will be higher. Therefore, it is very likely I would be paying more taxes when I withdraw. Why would I do that? Reason number 2, other priorities that require capital. Personally, I had and still have other priorities in life that require capital or money. For example, in the last 2 years alone, I've had many life priorities, including paying off all my debt, paying for a wedding, and saving for a down payment on a house. They all mattered to me more than saving for my retirement 30 years down the road. Under what circumstances would I contribute more? I would contribute more if I have extra savings in my budget and I don't have any plans to use that money for any future project. Personally, I don't expect that to be anytime soon, as I have better investment opportunities in mind that are more liquid than putting money away in a 401k account. Remember, once you put it away in a 401k account, it's very hard to take it out without paying an extra penalty of an additional 10% on top of the standard taxes. You just listened to the posts titled, "What is your drive? Mine is this piece of paper." And "How much do I put in the 401k?" Both by Ryan Mei of DollarsAndSenseLA.com. And a big thank you to Ryan for giving us permission to narrate his articles, so welcome Ryan to the Optimal Podcast family. And that's going to do it for me today. Thank you as always for being here and being a subscriber. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you right back here tomorrow in the Thursday show where we'll have another new author. So I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.